Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Wow. Your host Superman in the house, but man, we're getting the news. We've been talking about it for weeks, months, and of course here we are now with something huge. Of course, the first big deal of President Trump with between USA and the UK. They've been after that deal for 25 years, and there it is. Huge, going to be a big deal, billions of dollars, and the first win for the reorganization of the World Trade Order, pretty much. And of course, a key pillar or leg, as we say, of Trump's three-legged stool strategy that we've been talking about. It is mega, and it's just the beginning of many big deals coming down the line. So very excited. We thought it might be India or South Korea or Japan, but UK up first, and probably not surprising given recent meetings that they've had. So very cool. It's going to be exciting to see where that goes from here. The markets are pretty much lavishing in it. It is pretty awesome. We see stock market up, crypto up, Pulse chain up, Titanx up. I mean, everything is kind of moving up for the most part, and I think it's just the beginning of what's to come. And I told you guys it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to check out some videos today on that and a few other things as well. We're going to be talking about Dracaris. That's coming up, Dracaris, and of course Hex on the Dragon. We're going to be talking about that project, so that's coming up later on. Hold on for that one. And of course, we're going to get into that. I love the dragon theme. Pretty cool if you love Game of Thrones. And of course, that's on Pulse Chain. So we're going to talk about that too. But let's get into it, folks. Let's say hello to a few people. We got Diamond Hand in the house there. Woohoo! Getting excited. Nice there. What's that little animal? What is that? A bull? Yeah, bull. Nice. I like it. Diamond Hand. We got Wookie in the house as well, on the mat with the Wookie. Hey, Wookie. Appreciate it. And, of course, I was just chatting with Wookie in the Discord. If you guys haven't joined Discord, join up today. We've got amazing people like Wookie in the chat there. We got Crypt MBS, heaps of people in there, so get in there as well. That link is in the video description, and join up today. We got Crypto Utah in the house there. Big shout out. Yeah, Titanx is on the move, so kind of cool. It's been definitely looking pretty like it's turning on the charts for the last week or two. And for DragonX, it's been turning for about a month and a half. So a lot of cool stuff happening there. And of course, Inferno is the project that Crypto Utah is involved with, as many others as well. We got Brendan in the house there. Good to see Brendan. Pump it. Brendan's our TA guru, and of course, one of our moderators. And he knows when the charts are on the move, and they are definitely pumping. And we're looking forward. Maybe we'll get a real bullish weekend as well. We're after these weeks where we get like 30-40% a day. After some of those sort of altcoin season banana type of cycles, and man, everything is heading in the right direction. We've still got a little bit of conflict in the world, still got India and Pakistan out there, still got, Israel, Hamas and the Houthis and the Iranians, still got some challenges out there, still got the Syrians, it looks like they're trying to side with the Americans, but of course they've been up to some pretty rough stuff. But then we also got Russia and Ukraine. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a move there in the right direction, but it's going to be step by step there as well. But other than that, everything is looking pretty good. So let's get out and excited about where we're heading with the crypto market. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the chat here and look at let's jump onto X, I should say, and look at the show. So if you guys haven't reposted it, definitely repost. I'm gonna get this in here. Let me see here. We must be live. Yeah, we're live. Definitely repost the show. I'm not going to repost that now, but you can definitely share the show out there. I'm going to put the link to the show on X so you guys can post it out. What do we say? Repost show on X. And if you can do that right now, that'd be really helpful, and definitely helps with the algorithm as well. Just on X. If you're on X, share that around. Pump the Wars. Pump the Wars, you mean the Warriors. And, of course, a lot of people don't understand what you mean by the Wars, but the Warriors are a rugby league team there in New Zealand. Repost the show on X. There we go. And if you can take a moment to do that, that'd be really great. All right, so let's move forward here. We've got Infinity on the screen. Don't you love Infinity? I'm looking down Infinity there. That's Infinity me. Finally, man. All right, jokes aside, we're having a lot of fun. Now, if you guys haven't joined our X Game portal, that's pinned to the top of the profile there. So definitely join up to X Game portal on Telegram. That's our new group. X Game is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be massive viral for Poleschain. Definitely join up to that as soon as you can. That is there as well. So definitely and share the profile around. We're heading towards 500 members. Yay! We're rebuilding. We started with 0 and we're rebuilding there. You guys know I lost my big channel, and so I'm having to rebuild again. But this is what we do in Poleschain. We get back up, we rebuild, we look forward, we have positive, and that's where we are at the moment. So it's heading in the right direction. Definitely share it around if you're loving the content. All right, so the next thing we're going to get into is a couple more comments. We've got Craig Pitt in house there. Morning all. Hey, good to see you, Craig. We've got OX a Fury Fly in house, the LFG. LFG from Bar Hop X as well. Big shout out to all you guys. And Crazy Calls in house there. Hey, Crazy Calls. Good to see you. Another TA guru in the house there. And then Brennan says, got my tickets for the Knights game tonight. Big win against the Titans and markets up. What more could you ask? That's for sure. Well, I can tell you one thing you can have. You can go to the Surf Lifesavers restaurants in Australia. If you guys haven't done that, it's like the dream. It's like the dream. At least my dream. That's the way it goes. All right, so let's move on into the stock market. We had a pretty good results. As you can see, S&P 500 closed higher after US-UK agreed trade deal framework. So that was pretty exciting. And we've got a little video here of President Donald Trump about that. So let's play that now.
The deal includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, especially in agriculture, dramatically increasing access for American beef, ethanol, and virtually all of the products produced by our great farmers. And our Secretary, as you know, of Agriculture is here. Brooke, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, sir.
You'll let the farmers know. In addition, the UK will reduce or eliminate numerous non-tariff barriers that unfairly discriminated against American products. But this is now turning out, I think, really to be a great deal for both countries, because it'll be really great for the UK also. So they're opening up the country. Their country is a little closed, and we appreciate that. They'll also be fast-tracking American goods through their customs process, so our exports go to a very, very quick form of approval, and there won't be any red tape. Things are going to move very quickly both ways.
So big news there from President Donald Trump, and of course the US free trade agreement after 25 years, a big deal, and potentially $1 billion worth of trade. So that's probably the one good thing that Keir Starmer in the UK has done, and that has made this trade agreement. So a very smart move by that authoritarian ruler in the UK. So that's kind of the glimmering light there. It's probably about as good as it gets. So yeah, pretty amazing. We do see in the UK, of course, reform is rising. Nigel Farage is rising, and hopefully common sense prevails. That's still a couple years away. But they've been winning local elections and a few special elections, I think it is, in the UK Parliament. And it's all going to reform. So, good news there and along the lines of the UK. But big for billions of dollars, and just the first of many. We know we've got 115 countries or so lined up, and probably the big 15 countries will be very bullish for the markets. The markets will eat it up and move higher and higher and higher. And then, of course, we've got the tax bill moving along. That's going to be huge. And then we're going to get a lot of the fundamentals laid out with deregulation and, of course, increased leveraging with the small, medium banks in the United States as well. Of course, I've mentioned this before, about $8 trillion in investment in about 100 days. Unbelievable numbers. And that's probably only just going to continue to increase there. Going to be pretty fun to see that. All right. So that's kind of where we were on the old Trump. And of course, the markets have responded beautifully. We got the Dow Jones up 0.6%, 255 points to 41,368. That is the top 30 sort of companies in that index, or at least a selected top 30. And we've got S&P 500 there up 0.6% as well, 32 points to 5,663. And the NASDAQ up 1% at 190 points to 17,928, almost 18,000. Which is pretty cool to see that. US dollar has gone back over 100 versus its trading partners. So the US dollar strengthening on this news. And of course, the commodities there, we've got West Texas at $60. That is up just slightly. And then Brent oil is down slightly at just under $63 at the moment. And of course, Trump has pulled oil prices down since he came into power on the 20th of January. by about over $20. So very exciting stuff there. And gold at the moment, $3,300, up 0.4%. Silver at $32.57. We're going to keep an eye on those commodities, right? It's going to be pretty interesting. I'm pretty bullish about where those are heading over the Trump golden era, right? The golden era of America. Now, that's kind of cool. We saw some good stuff there. Trump signed the framework for a trade deal with the United Kingdom, raising hopes that the Trump administration's chaotic trade policies would soon be settling down. Now, of course, we know that's a ploy of Trump's, right? Because it's going to create pressure for people to make deals, and that's exactly what's happened. They are the big consumer of the world. They are the big power of the world. They are the security provider of the world. People have to do deals. And, of course, they have been unfairly treated for decades in the United States. And so this is good news, right? So you remember, these are the basic numbers. $37 trillion in US debt, making about $2 trillion in federal deficits every year. Half of that is interest costs. And then, of course, the goods trade is about 1 to 1.2 trillion a deficit each year. And that just accumulates decade after decade at varying numbers, right? So this is long overdue. And the other thing, even though they're making they do have surpluses in exports of services, not goods. Not being able to provide for your country with all the important things from medicine through the cars, through the resources, is a fundamental flaw with the United States. When you're the most powerful country in the world, things can quickly go against you if you get into a conflict or thereabouts, right? Or you face some, catastrophe like we had with the COVID. So it's a big, big deal there. Now, on that note, I did see that Trump pushed out, was it yesterday, to, I think, moving to ban gain of function around experimenting with viruses and pathogens. So that's going to be pretty positive moving forward. Obviously, we're not going to get into that on the show, but that is pretty exciting. Now, it's very conclusive, and we think everybody's going to be happy, Trump said. Many countries want to make a deal that many countries are very unhappy that we have happened to choose this one first. Of course, under the deal, the 10% tariffs that was imposed on goods imported from the UK remains in place. It's very important to remember. While the UK agreed to lower its tariffs to 1.8% from 5.1% to provide further access to US goods, but steel and aluminium imports to the US would be exempt from the US's 25% levy and UK. It opens up a tremendous market for us, Trump said. Thursday's trade deal is the first after Trump in early April announced a barrage of reciprocal trade tariffs against major US trading partners. He had later announced a 9-day exemption from the tariffs amid widespread backlash. Now, obviously, this is part of his play as well. And, of course, the UK was not subject to Trump's reciprocal tariffs, although it still faced a 10% universal duty as well as steep sectorial tariffs. This followed the news, of course, that EU officials were set to meet with their Chinese counterparts over the weekend for trade talks. So that's this weekend. So we may get some good news about that next week. I don't think that they're going to be just talking about, pulling down the tensions, but actually wanting to make a deal. China is in trouble in many ways. The last quarter, they printed 5.4% on their GDP, but we all know that it's probably fake. It's fake news. It's probably more like 1%, something like that. And of course, after that, they announced emergency actions, which just kind of reveals their game to some degree. That they're worried because their factories are closing down. They're getting protests, which are pretty unusual in China. And of course, they also got a lot of export sales are not happening, right? Sales that they normally get are being cancelled. So the other threat that they have also is that the US is renegotiating deals. That also means buying goods from other countries, in particular other Southeast Asian countries. And of course, we've seen China there trying to bully a little bit some of those countries as well. So it's Chinese. I think they're going to come to the party there to make a deal. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, this puts aside, of course, the military threat from China. They have a massive military, right? They have building ships and building landing vehicles. It's they are really playing that sort of medium game for a potential invasion of Taiwan. If they invade Taiwan, they're likely to invade at least half a dozen countries at the same time. That's probably the play that they will make, which is that opens up not just a regional war but potentially a global war, forcing US to go in, right? So this is kind of the setup at the moment. We do see, of course, the United States shifting its resource material away from Europe towards the Pacific because that is where the big challenge will be, right? And of course, we know Trump wants to rebuild the American shipping shipbuilding. They currently have about 5 or 6 different places where they build ships, 1 or 2 in particular, where they make the aircraft carriers and the nuclear submarines. But they will look to scale that over the next couple of years. So keep a lookout for that. There'll be, I think, quite a ramp up in the US ships. Now, that being said, there is a quality difference, I think, between the US and China, because particularly around nuclear powered ships and advanced, other advanced weapon systems. But like I say, China does have supersonics and have kind of been a bit ahead in that place. So we're going to see where all that lands as well. Now, Fed Powell, of course, flags the interest rates. This is a big deal. This is the last thing. I said the 2 big inputs into an economy are oil, and Trump's got that down to over $20. And what's the other one? Interest rates. And of course, we got, I think, Jerome Powell playing silly politics games here to keep interest rates up, because Democrats don't care about the people. They don't care. They just use people, and they don't care if they, I'm not going to say certain things, but they don't care if they hurt the economy. As long as they're making political wins, and of course, making it less likely that Trump wins. But of course, Trump there today saying, well, we're going to do some. They're working on some things to pressure the interest rates down. But that's like the economy is going to be so powerful anyway that it may not, impact overall. But of course, if they can lower interest rates, that's a super win, because it affects all financial markets, right? And particularly risk on assets. So I think there'll be a lot of pressure be laid there behind the scenes. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, Fed kept interest rates steady as widely expected on Wednesday, but warned that the risk of higher inflation, of course, and unemployment had increased, further clouding economic outlook in the face of Trump's tariffs. No, but the reality is we've seen a lot of central banks reduce rates around the world, and I really think at this point, I don't see any reason why the interest rates couldn't go down to 3.5% at minimum. And so I do think that Jerome Powell is playing silly games here, politics basically. And yeah, so inflation is not that high, much higher than the target of 2%. We know a lot of countries like New Zealand have a range of between 1% and 3%, and the inflation there, I think, they're sitting around that 3% mark. So yeah, let's see where this leads. And of course, this trade deal is going to help a lot with dampening down that argument from Jerome Powell around tariff uncertainty. So said it was unclear if the economy would continue to grow steadily or shrink due to potential spike in inflation. Powell flagged heightened uncertainty over just what Trump will do with his tariff agenda. We already know what he's going to do with the tariff agenda. And of course, you'd have to be an idiot. And so Powell's really being genuine. You can already see what's happening with that. We've been talking about on this channel. If you check out the Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, you'll know. If you listen to him, you will know what the strategy is, and that's exactly what's playing out. So it's really disingenuous from Powell. And so real politics is being played here. Powell flagged heightened uncertainty over just what Trump will do. Well, we know. And signaled that the central bank will not make any changes until the outlook was clear. Well, we already know it's going to be clear, but particularly by July, all of Trump's strategy is going to be in place, right? The three-legged stool, right? The tariffs, the taxes, and of course, he's already worked on the Doge, and of course, the deregulation and leverage increasing, and of course, and of course what did I say? Doge? Did I say Doge? Yeah, we got that going, and of course the balanced budget, right? Heading towards balanced budget, this kind of thing, and all that's going to lead on to really powerful economic growth. 4%, probably 4% plus is what they're targeting, and so it's going to be pretty exciting for the United States. That said, the Fed, I was thinking of investment, of course, yeah, $8 trillion in investment, so it is pretty much game on. Powell flagged heightened uncertainty. Yeah, so that said, the Fed chief, also know that the U.S. economy remained relatively resilient. And of course, this is a great platform for Trump to really build the golden age of America on. The number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits fell more than expected last week, as initial claims for state unemployment benefits dropped 13,000 to a seasonally adjusted 228,000 for the week as well. Economists had forecast 231,000. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. We also just had a lot of the Magnificent Seven report their earnings, and I think that's been going pretty well. So overall, markets looking pretty good for sure. All right, so we've got a couple more comments in the chat here. Let's see, we've got Crazy Calls says, hey, your live stream is always educational and informative. I appreciate that, Crazy Calls. Big shout out. And we've got Wookie in the house there. Nice B. Surf club feeds are better than fine dining. I know. If you ever go to Australia, if you're not in Australia, if you're not Australian, then yeah, when you go to Australia, you got to go to Surf Club and have a dinner there. You'll have the best view ever outside, and you'll have the best food. You will really enjoy it. And yeah, it's really is a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it, Brendan. I can't wait to do it. Brendan says, cheers, Wookie. Nice one. Let's see what else we got going. We got Hex 1967 house there, woo, and Sparta. We got Sparta in house. Hey, big shout out to the Sparta team. That's been performing pretty well, hasn't it, lately? The Sparta team. We got Eddie in house there. Let's keep the Bulls alive, woo, says Eddie. Yeah, it's bull time here. Thinking of bull time here. We got the King back. Richard Hart is back. And we got Gugod in the house there. Good morning, Kings. Yeah, Kings is performing like a boss lately. Big shout out to you. And if you haven't checked out Gugod and his promotions from his project of King, it is A-lister. He's an A-lister on that. And you can learn a lot. If you're in another team, you're thinking about doing promotions and marketing, definitely check out Gugod. He's doing a great job with this project. And of course, you can hit us up as well. MVS, of course, is out there. He's our promotional lead. You can hit him up as well, and or hit me up either way, and we can do some promotional work for your project, as long as it's a reasonable project. We'll be covering it. Them charts are looking bullish. They are indeed. All right, so that's kind of where we are there at the moment. So let's get into the crypto stuff, and of course, I got some bullish stuff here as well. Let's play this little video clip, shall we? Because this is going to set the tone for where we are heading with the bull market. So let's play this. Now, coming up, we're going to be talking about Dracaris, the project that just launched. We're going to talk about that coming up. So before we get to there, though, we're going to talk about the crypto market and check out this very bullish environment here. In fact, have I got the right one here? I think it's this video. Let's go.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase one of the banana zone.
Bring on the banana. We're waiting for the banana part of the bull market here, and you can see them on the chart. They're pretty exciting.
Number one, the corrective zone. Banana number two comes. Another correction, banana number three. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020, 2021.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, we have this banana part, which we're expecting to come into. This is where we're coming into. But we see there's little corrective zones, and people think, oh, it's over, and they sell down, and then it goes back up again as a little corrective zone, and it comes down, and then it can come down like 30, 50%, now something at least 30%, and then it goes back up for the top of the market. And, of course, I take a good comment from Randy Alaski, another Pulse Chain influencer, that talks about taking profits on this move, and that's all you have to do to win, right? Just to take profits on that move, so and be pretty happy with that. You just got to make sure at the bottom of that line, which where we are now, you got to make sure you just got the right portfolio, right? That's all you have to do. So double check your portfolio and make sure you're pretty happy with that.
If we go, sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now.
Here we are now. How about that? So look what we've got in front of us. Pretty amazing. I actually think we're going to have a pretty extended a bull market. Now, of course, he's talking about the debt and the money printing, and that's definitely the major feed there. And we see, but we're actually going to have, I think, just such a positive economic environment. And this UK-US deal is just the first of many. It's going to be pretty exciting.
Can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats. Don't fuck this up. Don't lose control of your tokens. Don't use leverage. Don't get your wallet hacked. Just sit with it. Be careful. Don't get FOMO. Do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
Yeah, so if you're not bullish enough already, get bullish, because we're at the right place, right time, and timing is often the play, right? That's the thing. So very, very exciting future for us all. All right, so let's get into the markets here. We got Bitcoin. Let's see what the total market cap, 3.32 trillion. Woohoo! Up 5.5%. That's fantastic. We haven't seen a day like that for a little while. So 3.32 trillion. Remember, it's probably about a 10x from here to get to the gold market cap. So that'd be around 30 trillion or something like that. And 5.5%. Not bad, not bad. So there we go. And of course, we've got Bitcoin at the moment, number one at $103,000. I'm just rounding there. Up 6.2% on Bitcoin. Woohoo! And then we've got Ethereum at the moment is at number two, $2,174, up 21%. So nice little rebound. And what's more important, we've managed over the last 2 days to get back over that 2,000 mark. And not only that, we're at 2,174. So we're really at that next milestone, which is pretty exciting. We got the XRP there at number 4, is up 8.4%, and that's sitting at $2.30. BNB is up 4%, that is sitting $623. Solana is up 11%, sitting at $161 at number 6. Number 8 is Dogecoin, and that is up 13.5% at 19.5 cents. Cardano or ADA there is at number 9, that is up 12.9% at 76 cents. And finally, Tron at number 10 is up 3.1% at 25 cents there. So pretty good mix there. The best performer is Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum is the best performer. Of course, it's been pretty undervalued. And of course, as we said, it's got a lot of institutional support. I had Crypto Coffee on here the other day. He was also saying, there's institutional support. And so, I expect to see a lot of things for Ethereum in the future. And we've got the EIP upgrades, right? That should have happened. I haven't actually looked at that news, but that's probably happened, is my case. We'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure. We got actually the best performer over the last week has been Ethereum, up 18.2%, all because of the last 24 hours, making that really the leader there. So not bad, not bad. Let's have a look at the best performer in the top 100. Well, in the top 100, we got UBDC is up 115%. That's in the top 100. That's pretty awesome upgrade there. We got Pepe there at up 25%, and Virtual Protocol, which has been performing pretty well lately, that is up 24% for the week. 47% today. Can you believe it? Look at his moves on today. 33% on Pepe. Some big moves all happening today, pretty much. Fantastic news. In fact, pretty exciting. Now, in terms of the top gainers, we got Moonding up 97% there, gains by Virtual 59%, and Milady Cultcoin up 44% there on the trending, Saras Virtual Protocol, and Suchain there. So pretty awesome time here on the old crypto markets. Let's see if we've got any more comments as well before we go to the next chapter, as it were. Let's see what else we got. They got Midnight Madness in the house there. Do you think the cycle will be different? No, well, I think the fundamentals of the U.S. economy are going to be unbelievable over the Trump's golden era. The financial markets, though, will still go through their cycles. I just think they're going to be a bit more elevated and a bit longer. And that's kind of it. And so, really feeling pretty confident about moving into Q2 next year. And then we could have a retrace, despite the U.S. economy probably doing amazing, in terms of all of other fundamentals. I definitely think that's going to be, because I think Trump's going to be building so much stuff in America with all the latest, tech, building back shipping, building back buildings. I really feel that he's probably going to pivot quite strongly to infrastructure as well. Even though they had the infrastructure bill, they spent about 50% of it. I do think a lot of work needs to be done. The U.S. infrastructure is pretty degraded. You can just see videos out of the main cities in China compared to the U.S. cities. It is pretty degraded, right? The roads, the bridges. So they have made some progress, but I think that's going to be a big difference. And I think that's when people will go, wow, Trump's golden age was really golden because he actually fixed that bridge over there. He actually fixed those roads, Now, obviously, it's got to filter down to the, municipalities and stuff. And, of course, the blue states are always, they don't care about people, right? They just let people, go do all sorts of crazy stuff, and they let the roads degrade. But I think that we will get some Democrat cities, getting in line that maybe have a bit more, a practical viewpoint, maybe for whatever reason. But it's going to be hopefully where we head there. And I think he's going to build things we've never seen before. It's going to be really pretty crazy. And of course, he's also going to be doing the space program with Elon Musk. Going to see robotics, AI, semiconductors, car manufacturing, shipbuilding. It really is going to be pretty glorious. So we got Crypto Utah in house there. How about the Titan X ecosystem? Yeah, it's on fire. It is on fire. We've got that. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to come up. We're going to talk about Dracaris coming up as a big project that launched yesterday, and then we're going to get into Titan X after that. But there we go. All right, so let's jump over to GoPulse and check that out. we're going to go have a look there. Now, obviously, there's controversy around GoPulse, so I'm not going to get into that. But we're just going to be using their dashboard at the moment. And I may be shifting. We shall see. At the moment, we're on day 728 since Pulse Chain launched on the 13th of May, 2023. We've got Pulse at the moment. Quadruple 0323 is up 6%. It's sitting at 32% of the mean sacrifice price at the moment. We've got PulseX at the moment, up 8.6%. That's at quadruple 0277. The buy and burn is about 1.4 trillion. PulseX has been bought up and burned. That's about 7.09% of the public supply. We've got Iron Scene token at the moment at $1.49. That is up 7% almost, and that's sitting around 55 million in tokens. And remember, the inflation's been cut by 20x. It's only doing about 2,600 INC tokens a day. Liquidity has been squeezed out. And, of course, that means we can pump to the upside pretty quickly if we want to. Hex at the moment at 6700th of a penny, up 5.9%. EHEX at the moment, 2400th of a penny, making nice moves there. The combined price EX and PX at the moment is sitting at 9200th of a penny, not too far away from 1 cent. Now, the one thing about this is that Richard Hart had his video feed. We talked about that. And, he was talking about, wow, we could easily have a God mode candle, if I remember rightly, at any time. So, take with that what you will. But, yeah. And he also talked about the community, said the community, the big sell pressure, right? So all you have to do, the community has to try and just not only hold and hodl, but also buy. And then we'll start seeing these dream X's that people have been dreaming about on the old chain. We've certainly got the thin liquidity for it. We may see some God mode candle coming up. So just take note. Who knows? We shall see. Of course, with Ethereum coming on the comeback, the Magic Carpet Ride money, which is at around $3,700 Ethereum, that could start coming on getting off the bench, let's say. It's probably in the penalty box right now, getting off the bench and or penalty box, out of the penalty box and onto the game. And that is coming up in the future. And that can happen pretty quickly. Within a month, Ethereum could be back at 3,700, right? So we've already seen it back up at 2,200 now. So keep a lookout for that. Happens pretty fast, right? We're going to have tons of news over May, June, into July, particularly May, June, around, tariff agreements. And that's just going to be, the market's going to love it. So pretty cool. All right, so that is kind of where we are there. Let's have a quick look at the gas prices. As you guys know, we kind of go through this. 2.2 million beats, so it's not too bad. 2 cents for a swap. Validators at the moment, 45,000. It's pretty similar to what we've had the last couple of days. And the bridge, how's that looking? 88.8 million. So I think we're up another $2 million from yesterday. I think we're at 86.6 or something. So it looks like we're up just over 2 million, actually, if I remember rightly from that. And of course, a DAI there is heading back up. I think we've got another $400,000 or $500,000 DAI sitting on there now. So that's pretty cool. Now, I did see a bit of controversy about the Go team and, potentially participating in their own sacrifice and also potentially selling all their tokens into DAI. So that's controversy on X. So you can check that out. I'm not going to be talking about that on here, but that is definitely out there. We've got EHEX at the moment, $20.5 million at the moment. That obviously is up now. And because we're sitting at 0.24, so just under a quarter of a penny on EHEX. We've got obviously FlexHex out there from Dipcatcher doing good thing. I'm very excited about that. I think it's a great use case for EHEX as the fee, and a lot of innovation over on Ethereum. I think that's a good idea. We've got USDC sitting at 14.8 million. What else we got there? Coast sitting at 9.6. I am expecting Coast to move at some stage, but we've also got Sun, Minimio, and Banksa, right? They're obviously fine-tuning that process. So we're looking forward to good stuff happening there. We've got Brennan in the house there. Titan XX system moving rapidly. Yeah, we'll move rapidly too on the back of ETH moving up. All right, so let's jump over to the Pulse Chain markets. We've got at the moment 21.5 million on the 24-hour volume. This is pretty similar to yesterday, right? So not much change from yesterday, but still a lot better than what we had the previous couple of days at 12 million. And of course, we had one day, I think, at 10.9. So we're at 21.5 million. 380,000 transactions, so about 15 to 20,000 less than what we had yesterday. We've got some big performers here at the moment. Obviously, we get new tokens every day, so I'm not endorsing any of these. We're just talking about what is trending here on Dex screen as default 24-hour trending. And we've got here Surf at the moment, just launched 6 hours ago. That is up 4,600%. It's got 63K in liquidity and a volume 425,000 there. Let's go a quick look at that. See if it's got any details. No real details there, but that is the Surf token. What else we got going? We got Pcoin. That's been launched 4 hours ago. So we've got lots of these new coins that's popping out here. It's got someone sponsored it too with the 10 electricity there. That's up 681%. Very slow liquidity on that. but that is launched as well. So a quick look at that one. Let's see if it's got any details. All your coins have a P in front of them. Yeah, that's Pulse Chain Magic. So okay, there we go. That's a little meme coin of some sort. We got Go Pulse, of course. This is the one that's had a lot of controversy online around the sacrifice and what tokens that people got and all sorts of stuff like that. You can check that out online. I'm not really going to get into all that. It's like a show in itself, probably. But that is up 400% there. And that's sitting at 9.5 cents with the market cap 1.6 million. Definitely got sold off down to 7.6 cents. Is heading back up here in the midpoint at 9.5%. So that is the old Go Pulse there from the Go Pulse Dex aggregator. We've got Peppercoin here. It's been around for 3 months. And I think there's a pump tires, that one. And that is up 55%. We've got the printer tokens bouncing back. Now, I've got that in the title of the video, right? Printer tokens bouncing back. We've got Remember and Finvestor and all these bouncing back. They had all got sold off when a lot of money was going into, Rich Art tokens, going into some of the other top projects on Pulse Chain. But they've seemed to have been bouncing back today. So there we go. So remember, Finvestor and Missile all up at the moment, 20 to 30, 40%. It's kind of good to see that. And we've got those on our alpha list, right? They're probably the most speculative side of the alpha list, but that's in our Telegram. But they're definitely on a bounce back today. So it's nice to see that. And people get paid out from the volume, right? So the volume is what pays you out all the sort of the printer drops into your wallet, for example. We've got Trump token there up 17%. No doubt about that. Trump tokens, I think, on most chains are going to probably do well. Solana, of course. But, any other chain that's got a main Trump token probably do pretty well. Up 17% there. X as well. Been around for 8 minutes. 8 months. It's 155K. And, of course, Sparta. We got Sparta in the chat today, haven't we? I think someone was from Sparta today in the chat there. But Sparta is up at the moment in the top 20. And that is up 11% at 8.9 cents, almost 8.9 cents there. We've got PMX 500 also been around for 1 month. That is up 11% at 61 hundredth of a penny. We've got PDC, the Greys. Some of these peers also making the mix here in the top 20, up 11%. Solana, meme coin, pump coins, I see, pump tires, I say. Solana, that's up 10% as well. Pulse Puppy, been around for over a year. That's up 10%. Get Lady Gaga's been around for 8 months, up 9%. What else there? Pulse X in the mix there. Most Wanted, another pump tires, up 8% as well. So we do have a few of these pump tires making it into the top sort of 10 to 20 coins here on this list. What else? Obviously, Hex and Pulse X. We got Firewell. So obviously, you guys know we're very bullish about X Game, and this is Firewell. Of course, this is his coin. Now, this is the one he owns least of, right? He only had 55% of this when the token launched. For Solid X pump tires and X Game pump tires, he owned about 82%, which I think is the maximum you can own on pump tires. And then, of course, he's got the Solid X OG token, which is the one that's going to be burned from the X Game when it goes live. And it's got to be coming up pretty soon, is my guess on that. And of course, you guys know we're a big backer of that. We think it's going to be a great viral opportunity for Pulse Chain to have that. It's a bit like the Friends token that was on Base Chain or whatever it was. And all the influencers got on that was really, really viral. Well, I think this could have some of those elements as well. It's going to have a big referral program. It's going to have really good big marketing and pretty exciting. And the gameplay looks pretty exciting too. So it's going to be the first of many games, right? Crash Game first and then many other games. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So join up to our X Game community today. X Game portal it is. Right. So what else? We've got Bitcoin, meme coin there as well. 3 months. That's the pump tires up 7.5%. Solid X is another one of these tokens. This is the OG one. This is the real one. So the real one has a yellow symbol. They've just rebranded, right, a couple of days ago. And this is sitting just under $10 at the moment. It was only down at like $7 the other day. Let's have a quick look at this one. And you can get all the price feeds. If you join our Telegram, you can get all the price feeds on this. In fact, I might post the link to that. Let me pull it up for X Game. And we're going to post the link to that. So let me just pull the link up. And bam. So we're going to do that. And so you guys can check this out. Join up today. We've got a good start to that. And yeah, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The X Game portal community. It's the first dedicated community. And hopefully it's going to be the best. We've got all the news feeds going in there. Price charts, news from the game action, strategies. It's all coming there. We've got AI agents. I mean, you name it. We've got them pumping into there. A lot more stuff coming as well. So that's X Game portal there. So join up to that today. Bam, there's the link. And we'll see you in the chat there. All right, so kind of cool. Who else has jumped in here? We've got a couple more people. We got Wookie says Wookie has also been moving rapidly. We got Trent in the house as well. Hey, good to see you, Trent. Big shout out to you. One of our awesome community members in the Discord. And who else has jumped in here? Like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely do that on the way in. Big shout out there. Yeah, if you haven't joined our Discord and Telegram groups, get in there. Links in the video description. And of course, I just posted the Telegram for X Game Portal in the chat there, although I missed a space there on the comment. But there we go. All right, so $9.93, pretty good. And this is going to be burned from the X game, right? So the profits through the casinos game is going to be burning the solid X. So could be pretty big. It's going to be big viral, and I think a lot of big influencers are going to pick up on that as well as people in the community. It's going to be pretty good. All right, so we've got Jupiter at the moment. That is up 7% as well. What else is looking good there? Most Wanted is up 6%. So we've got Pump Tires, of course, the main Pump Tires one, up 6% as well. So we've got things that are just slowly starting to move, and I think they're going to start accelerating if we keep this good news up, right, which is looking pretty positive. We've got Richard Hart back now. It's just really feeling really, really good where we're heading, right? It does feel really good about that. All right. So that's kind of some of the leaders there. I'm not going to go through the rest of the list, but that's kind of the top 50 we went through. I think we got ALGO and Time in there as well, all doing pretty well in the top 50 tokens performing on Deck Screen as default view. Pretty exciting. Now, we're going to get into some other stuff here, so let's get into that. We're going to be getting into kind of the big shout out here today, which is Dracaris. That launched yesterday from the Hex on the Dragon team, and so that's pretty exciting. So big shout out to Scotty and the team there. I think IC33, others involved, but pretty exciting. In fact, I think have we got a little video on that? I think we have, so let's play that. Bang. Yeah. All right. So let's I hope he didn't get scared. All right, so I hope I didn't scare you there, but that is some of the cool animations coming out from Dracaris out there. So if you love Game of Thrones, you love crypto, it's a perfect merge. Pretty exciting. And anyway, MBS, our promotional lead out there, doing a great job. This is post yesterday. I got to read it out because so good. He goes, blazing news. Dracaris ignited from the scorching depths of Pulse Chain. Drac emerges a fiery titan born of dragon's breath and blockchain brilliance. Its scales forged in the molten crucible of innovation, its wings fueled by the relentless pulse of decentralization. And of course, that is brought to you by the Kryptonite Show. Teamwork makes the dream work there. And of course, we've got some awesome animations there. Now, there is a giveaway in this as well. We're going to quickly check out the tokenomics and a giveaway here in this thread. We've got Dracaris is the brand new amplifier for the Hex of the Dragon ecosystem. Drac rewards loyal holders with PulseX and was distributed to all Dragon holders as a token of loyalty. So there's a real sense of loyalty in this community. And of course, the transaction breakdown. So it's pretty awesome. Now, one thing I want to mention, this is the first of 3 airdrops coming to the Hex on the Dragon holders. And the first one here that we're covering is the Drac or Dracaris token here. And of course, if you watch Game of Thrones, you know what that means. So Drac rewards loyal holders with PulseX and was distributed to all Dragon holders as a token of loyalty. A transaction breakdown. So these are the rewards. So rewards, PulseX, there's a 0.5% buy and a 3% sell. On the burns, DragonX, burns the dragons is the parent coin, X on the Dragon, 1% buy and a 3% sell. Burns on the Dracaris, that's the main token we're talking about here, which is kind of the first airdrop token or amplifier token. And that is 0.2% buy and 0.5% sell. The Treasury LP is 0.3% buy and a 1% sell. And the Neon, we covered Nexian right the other day. Of course, big shout out to the Nexian team out there. And of course, Psycho, the founder there. And we got, they're coming up with their big product, Glow. And I think it's going to really cause quite the storm when we get that Glow product out there with the 10x leverage on tokens and LP. I think that's going to be really awesome. And customized farms. I mean, that's so good for project teams. We've got Neon Burn, 0.1% buy and 0.5% sell. Total is a 3% buy tax and an 8% sell tax. That's for Dracaris there. That is the contract. So it ends in 6EB5. And of course, they've got a Telegram group that you can join, Pulse Dragon 1. And of course, the chart there as well, which is pretty exciting. But there's also a giveaway. So we're going to talk about that. And the giveaway here is from IC33. Pretty awesome giveaway there. And you can get access to this. So we're going to talk about that too. To celebrate the channel, hitting 100 subscribers soon, we'll be giving away 2 amazing coins to 3 lucky winners All you have to do is to qualify is do these 3 steps. Number 1, subscribe to the channel. And of course, number 2, join in Mitchie Telegram and join in the Dragon Telegram group as well. So you're getting multiple tokens there and multiple groups. You must subscribe and join both rooms to qualify for the draw. And of course, you can get hold of Icy's Premium Scut. That's a special one there from Icy. Now, if anyone knows Icy is everywhere. Icy is just such a huge community person in Pulse Chain and many, many project groups. So we'll definitely follow that. Mitch, of course, is another awesome project. We may end up talking about that soon too. And of course, Dracaris there, the one we're talking about today, is pretty exciting. So you've got to get in Dracaris. For the existing 85 subscribers, your entry will be doubled. How about that? One lucky winner will walk away with $50 worth of Dracaris and $50 worth of Mitchie. We will select the winner at a time of my convenience. I guess it's IC33 after we hit 100 subscribers. So participating now there. So if you want to get access to that, definitely check that out. That is pretty awesome. But I'm going to take you to the top of the thread here and post it in the chat. So big shout out to the Dracaris team there, launching to yesterday. And of course, the first of 3 airdrops to their Hex on the Dragon project there. So let me post this. We've got Dracaris, and that is the link. So let's post it out. Bam. There we go. That is Dracaris. A big shout out to the team. You can get in that community. A couple communities there, and get hold of that today. Now, the one thing I was going to check out, of course, is I don't know. Am I going to do it again? You guys know. I love it. I love it. That is such a good animation, honestly. Big shout out to the Dracaris team there. Oh, that's good. That's good. I love that. I love that. You guys, I love the theatrics. It's great. We got Brendan House there. What's up, Mikey? Yeah, big shout out to Mikey in the chat there as well. So that's Dracaris, and that is launched. Let's have a quick look at the chart here as well. That is the chart at the moment. So 00026 on the launch there. And of course, that was an airdrop, to the teams. And apart from the second hour, everything's pretty flat. So a really dedicated community there at the moment on the old Dracaris there. So I'm going to post the link to the cart there as well. Dracaris. Dracaris, and of course, if you watch Game of Thrones, you know all about that. One of the most popular TV series. All right, so that is the link to the chart there for Dracaris, and check that out. It does have the taxes, we say 3% and 8% on the buy and sell. So there we go. And get into the community, I guess. Now, I do have a cool website. There's the website, Hex a Dragon. You can see the dragon in there as well, and that's the main parent coin. And then a sub coin there, the airdrop one is Dracaris there. So you can check that out as well. That is the Dragon token. You can check that out also, which leaves our coverage there. That's Dracaris, and I think it looks pretty awesome. I won't play the Dragon thing anymore because I know I'm probably scared of half of you after your death. No, you guys are all tough. You guys can handle it. But that's where we are. We're going to get into Titanex now. So big shout out to the Dracaris team, and we'll look forward to more from them, I'm sure, in the future. Check them out today, pretty much. Now we got Titanex at the moment on the move. On the move. Now we're moving away from Pulse Chain now over to Ethereum and of course Base Chain as well, because Titanex is going omni-chain. And here we are. We got Titanex actually up 28%. Obviously, a lot of this is actually to do with Ethereum today, because Ethereum has jumped so dramatically over the last few days from $1,700 to $2,200, and we can see that actually we're up 28%. But most of that is actually the Ethereum price. So what's going to happen? What is going to happen when the token goes up in ratio to Ethereum? Let's go to the daily chart. This is the chart that we've got at the moment. So up pretty nicely, as you can see on the Titanex Ethereum US dollar price. And we're up 110% inside 18 days. So really looking pretty exciting. As you guys know, on the US dollar price, we need to get over 2,500. We're at 2,300 at the moment. That's 6 zeros, 2,300. And we've got to get over 6 zeros, 2,500. And then we're really starting to print higher highs here. We've already beaten out one of them, of course. This one back here. As we were coming down this downtrend, we had this last one. We've beaten that out. So we really are starting to print higher highs here on the US dollar price. But what the thing we're really looking for is how is it performing versus Ethereum? And of course, Ethereum here is the price. So this is where we are at the moment. Let's go quickly look at the daily. And you can see that we've still got a little bit of work to do, but I think we've got this turning point, right? So we were down at 10 zeros, 7,200. We've obviously rallied all the way back up here. This is the Titanex versus Ethereum ratio, up to 9 zeros. We lost a zero and got to 1,140, then came back down, came down. We got that zero back again at 10 zeros, 9,300, and now we're back pretty much at 9 zeros. We've just lost that zero again. We're back at pretty much at 1,050, which is a very strong mark to break. And so this is a pretty good platform for it to rally out of. And all things equal, it should do that now that Ethereum is pumping and the uptrend is moving. And we're expecting a lot of good news in the weeks ahead. The other thing, of course, we've got the buy and burns all turned off for Titanx and, the V1 buy and burn. We've also got the omni-chain strategy from Jake Sharp there, being built out, and we're looking forward to that. A lot of his other developers in Titanx have already launching their projects on base chain. I think some of them will probably be going to other chains as well, potentially Sonic or other chains, so it's going to be pretty cool. DragonX, of course, has been on a rally for probably at least a month and a half. The ratio has been looking very good. It's up 35% today, and the ratio is sitting at 15.4, which is pretty awesome. Let's go to the daily here. That is the daily chart. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hot doggity dog. It's up. So there we go on that one. That is looking pretty good. We're at 8 zeros, 8,500. We're now at 8 zeros? Yeah. 6 zeros? I can't read. That's 6 zeros. Let me see here. Was it 5 zeros? 6 zeros. That must be 6 zeros. 6 zeros. And now we're at 5 zeros, 3,500. So what a move high here. And as you guys know, this has been pumping for some time. Pretty awesome. And maybe not 45 days, but 16 days there, 246% in 16 days. So pretty outstanding. It's a 3.5x. Not bad. Now, what else there? We've got the Titanx ratio. This has been going out pretty dramatically, right? So this is the one I think that's been going up for 45 days or so. Yeah. So it wasn't your surprise, but it was the ratio. And how many days? 47. So yeah, there we go, 47, and that's up 141% on the ratio. So pretty exciting. We've had obviously Titanx go up against the ratio over the last 16 days. We've got 47 days for DragonX, and it's just getting started. We're still kind of at the bottom. This thing is going to do some ballistic stuff. It's going to be pretty crazy on the old Titanx there. Now that's pretty awesome. We've also got X28, which is the omni-chain version of Titanx, right? The ratio is sitting at 0.7. That's pretty interesting, and that's up 14% today. Shogun is not really moved today, but it's going to probably benefit from omni-chain. And then we've got Hyper and Hydra, both their buy and burn. So yeah, Titanx, DragonX, Hydra, and Hyper, all their buy and burns are turned off. Imagine they get turned on. I mean, my goodness, that's crazy. At least even some of them, right? So we got the Hyper there up 25%. We got Hydra there up 22%. Someone sold their Hydra off into DragonX because the ratio has gone down 0.08%. So they've pivoted back into DragonX there. Hydra, all things equal with the ratio, DragonX would be a leverage play. It's the level 3, right? There'll be a leverage play there on DragonX and on Titanx. And Titanx, of course, is a leverage play on Ethereum. Which is a leverage play on US dollars. What do you say? That's kind of weird play. We got Helios there from the Dude, up 25% there. We got Volt there from Crazy Stevie D, up 32%. And then we've got Inferno from Crypto Utah, who's in the chat there. And, of course, LA Kane on the others. That is up 18% there. And, of course, what else? We're doing pretty well. Flux is up 44%. Morpheus up 37%. That's from Brandon, right? He's running his own development team. He does development work for a lot of other people. I think one of the most recent ones he's done is Cryptographics, who's about to launch his Titanx project. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So pretty awesome. What else do we got? Matrix up 38%, Blaze up 29%, Tink Farm. This is obviously Tink Farm is from Eric, of course. Eric is the DragonX founder, and DragonX is kind of the store of gold, if you ask me, in the protocol. Although I must say that even though it's more speculative, Inferno is probably another good category, candidate for that as well. What else we got going here? We got Matrix up 38%, as I said. Tink Farm is at 3.4 cents. Now, as Tink Farm gets bigger, right? As the price goes up, more liquidity will go into the farms because the yield's going up, and it has this vicious cycle on the way up. So I'm expecting that to be very exciting. We're also expecting potentially more tokens to be collateralized. One of those was going to be Volt and other tokens, so we could see a lot more collateralization that will expand the amount of liquidity on the platform, and so it's all just win-win-win. And the founder, Super Shadowy, is a very smart guy and has played this very well, particularly at the bottom of the cycle. For Titanx. Element 280 up 26%, Viper up 23%. What else have we got going here? We've got some of these new tokens, I think, over on the base chain there from Stevie D and probably James and stuff. They're up 22%, so they're not doing too bad. And, of course, Uranus was the first token to go to base chain as part of the Omnia chain strategy there from James and the Dude. That is up 4% today, and the ratio is sitting at 1.8%. 1.8 X28, which is X28, if you guys know, is the omni-chain version of Titan X. So that's pretty good performance there, still holding up pretty well. Now, the projects that we've got coming up are Crypto Genie. I'm really looking forward to this. This is the frontier of tokenomics in crypto, and who doesn't like to be at the frontier of tokenomics in crypto and DeFi? And we're looking forward to this product from Stevie D launching, and that's probably pretty soon. I haven't actually looked for an update. Probably look up for an update today, actually, on that. And then we've also got Taurus, of course, another innovative one as well. Both of these are trying to target demand, right? How do you get sustainable demand and sustained buy pressure? And both of these two are trying to address that issue, I think more so than ever between these two here and the Taurus as well. So we'll probably end up covering those in a bit more depth there. We've got quite a few other projects on the list there as well. Vivamex there and a few others. So we'll see how they go with their launch also. So that is pretty much Titan X. It is kind of just at the beginning of the move. And of course, it's always good to have something that's at the bottom, right? Wink, wink, you buy at the bottom and you sell at the top, right? And with the buy and burns turned off, omni-chain strategy rolling out, Ethereum back on the move, Trump's golden age of America, more liquidity coming into the market from the federal printers. It could be absolute game on, right? Absolute game on here with the old Titan X as well. So, it's good to have a diversified portfolio, right? And, buy low and sell high. That's the name of the game. That's all I can say. All right, so pretty cool. That is looking good. There were 55 minutes on the hour. Now, the thing is, I've got a second show on today. I've got a second show on with XUSD, can you believe it? One of the big teams on PulseChain, and we're going to be having Katie on and the team there. So I think servicing's probably going to be on as well. I think there are 4 main members at least on their team. I think they've got a bigger team than that, but 4 main members. We might have at least 2 to 4 of them on the show, so you can't miss that out. That's going to be on in 6 hours' time. So it's 3 a.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. in New Zealand time, which is, I think, 5 o'clock Australian time p.m. So that is coming up as well. It's going to be a big show. You guys definitely want to, catch on to that. You will see it linked. It's already, if you go to the live page on YouTube, you will see that there. And of course, if you're on X, I will be posting out about that after this live stream. So don't miss out on that. XUSD, a big team. I cannot say that, being a big team on the Pulse chain, and also a pretty innovative way of pushing up towards the dollar as a vibratile stablecoin. We're going to find out all about that. They have some pretty interesting LP webbing incentive programs to make that happen. They have the Viber Pass, so you can definitely want to check that out. And of course, the number one whale on Pulse Chain is the top holder. That's Rack and Rochelle, both for the XUSD and the Vibe token. So it's pretty exciting. And that's if you want to get into the more advanced stuff on Pulse Chain, that is the play. We also know that Katie was involved with the PDI Maker shutdown and a lot of stuff happening around the fork stablecoins. So I don't know, we're going to be mostly focused on XUSD, but we may get a few little comments from her on those moves as well. So if you love that sort of stuff, that's something to check out later on. That is in 6 hours time from now, and you can hit the notification bell on YouTube if you want to catch that one. Now, the other thing, of course, is don't forget to subscribe and follow, hit the channel, and definitely share it around. That really helps a lot, and smash the likes on the way out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. And a big shout out, Dracaris, on your big launch. Big shout out to the Scotty and the rest of the team there. IC33 as well, that beautiful giveaway. You do not want to miss out on that. And of course, that is the chart for Dracaris. Check it out. And of course, that is the post from MVS, who I think did a great job of that around Dracaris as well. So check that one out. It's got all the details, including that giveaway. So if you want to participate in that, join up to the socials and enjoy that giveaway. Maybe you might be the winner. If you are the winner, come back on the show and let us know. It'll be pretty exciting as well. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's just quickly check that I've done everything I was going to do. I think I have. All right, take out, peace out, and enjoy the show. I'm going to leave this little video play here first because I just want to play this one out because I think this is where we are in the cycle, I think, and it's pretty bullish. So let's play that.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it, be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of corrections. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens will have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
All right, so feel bullish, get your positions in play, lock them in, get the good stuff, and it's game on from here. Richard Hart is back as well. Pulse chains in the flourish. I think Jake Sharp out there on Titanix can do his Omni chain. We're waiting for Jack Levin, of course, to launch his X1 chain. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming. It's going to be a fun ride. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next show later on today, 6 hours time, with XUSD, one of the biggest teams on Pulse chain, with some of the most advanced tokenomics. And, of course, we're going to talk to Katie, the one that helped shut down the old P maker and, protect the system as well. All right, take care. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now.